Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dragegan, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. So between the end of the last video and this video, I started on some more steel, up to 3358. I also went ahead and got a couple more quests started, half finished. I completed the forestry core block, making 2 of the sturdy casings, and I want to make the carpenter. The carpenter takes a little bit of materials, in particularly the most annoying one being the robot arm, because it does need chipsets, but that is one of the ones that I want to complete in the near future. The other thing that I am working on is over in the multi-block goals. I've started getting the stuff together for the EBF. Namely the copper nickel. That's what is in my alloy smelter right now. I have the furnace smelting up, I believe it's nickel at the moment, to get the nickel ready so that I can make the what's the other part that I need? The Invar for these heat-proof machine casings. Those things take quite a bit of Invar. Let's see here. That was heat-proof. So there's the EBF. The EBF itself requires these heat-proof machine casings. Those require Invar and the Invar frame. So basically I am smelting up a bit of the nickel up in there, the nickel ore itself. And then over in my primitive blast furnaces, I have both steel and iron being smelted up so that I can have the iron necessary to make the Invar, and then more iron so that I can get further in steel, because of course these things all require steel. This thing altogether requires 7 LV machine hulls, and so that right there is 9 steel each, so almost a full stack of steel just for the hulls. That doesn't include the rest of the components that I need: 2 chests, 3 chips, 3 iron furnaces, things like that. So I've got that going on all together there, and I am also, like I say, I'm working towards the carpenter. What I want to do right now actually is get by the noisy machines, and I'm just about out of steam. So I have my adventurer's armor here, which provides protection. I believe that's on the level of steel protection. And then I've got my wooden crossbow, which does 7 hearts of damage and attack. In addition to, I have these arrows here, which I can switch over to here with my wooden short bow. And then in addition to that, I also have my broadsword and a, let's see here, the broadsword is with my new steel shield. I did go ahead and make this steel shield so that I can try and take on this Naga. So give me just a second. I'm going to run on over there through the Twilight Forest here because it is just a little bit north. And we're going to see if we can take out a Naga quickly and efficiently. We'll see. Hopefully I don't fail this fantastically. If so, you guys will get to see me die in a fantastic way. One of the things I do like about this armor set is the fact that it has auto step. There you can hear the cinnabar, because I still have that in my prospector, so that I can see that. All right, let's see here. And where are you, Naga? There you are. Oh, it seems I am out of those with the crossbow. Oh, seems I'm out of arrows as well now. Come on. There we go. Big ugly snake defeated with nothing more than a steel broadsword, a crossbow, and a regular bow. Fantastic. Let's see what other stuff he dropped. Oh, glow bug. Don't really need the stone. So that is fantastic. I also got, it looks like some deer meat and stuff. Oh, that's just a bird. All right, fantastic. Got that guy taken care of. When I played him in my last go-around, I must not have had armor or something. I was doing something wrong because I died to this guy so many times just trying to defeat him. So it is nice to finally have it go well on my first fight ever against that Naga in this playthrough. So let's go ahead and hop back over. There we go. And just double check. 8 Naga scales, fantastic. The Naga trophy, a yellow heart, and then the little bit of other stuff that I collected. So with that done, that should get me 2 quests done actually. It should get me the kill all the things here with the big ugly snake. And then that also gets me one of the next steps of the first wand. The impregnated stick, that's why I'm looking at making the carpenter. Iron caps I can make now. The Naga scale, I now have 8 of those, so having those 2 is good. And then I need to build the EBF in order to get the aluminum, in order to make those aluminum screws. So that's why I am doing the couple of things that I am doing while I am working towards other stuff. Yeah, it will be fun. So I'm going to head back to my world, and I will have you join me once I have a little bit more progress made. Well, it took a little bit of time. I was processing a bunch of materials, mainly a lot of iron, some steel, and then getting all of these parts ready. I went ahead and I have created everything I need. Oh, no, I haven't. I'm almost there. I'm working on the robot arms here for the Steve's cart assembler. I thought I had everything I needed, but I don't yet. I need to get the rest of this stuff going. The 2 pistons, 4 gears. Let's see here. I'm going to need 2 of my chips that I created, 2 more chips that I created. And then 4 more rods. And let's see here. Assembler, robot arm, 2 of those, 1 of those, 2 of those. 3 of those each. So 1, 2, 3. And get those milled down. I am grinding up another stack of the basaltic mineral, basaltic mineral, what's it called? Sand. There we go. I'm grinding up another stack of that so that I can get another 2 stacks of iron that I can combine with charcoal in my primitive blast furnaces in order to get out 3 stacks of iron. That is nicely one of the 3 to 2 with the dust. So you grind it up to dust, convert all the dust into the nice dust or powder, and then throw it in the EBF with some charcoal, and you can basically get 3 ingots per ore. Very helpful. Let's see here. There's those, and then with these guys, I also had to make up quite a bit more of the rubber. And with those in place now, I can go ahead and make the 2 robot arms that, along with everything else I have, can make the Steve's Cart assembler. Unfortunately, this is the only recipe, so you do have to make it by hand. So let's see here. I need one of those guys, oops, that I created, and 2 robot arms. There we go. So my 2 robot arms, my 2 PCBs, my 2 huge iron panes, 2 conveyor belts, and 1 LV machine hull, and there is my cart assembler. Now the cart assembler happens to unlock the cargo manager as well as the standard cart hull. So I'm now going to get started on that. Fortunately, this is a bunch of iron. This was probably one of the bigger pieces getting this guy created, simply because I want to get my Steve's Cart started so I can plant a bunch of wood, or trees rather, and have it automatically grind them so that I can not have to worry about filling up my coke boilers or my coke ovens, and then I can begin work on my boilers that I want to put right out here so that I can manage both the charcoal and the liquid, which will keep my tank filled up while I create a new crafting room. The crafting room will probably sit underneath both of these areas, so I can run down these stairs here, and I will probably put it in that direction under those 2 chunks. You can see my ill-planned Twilight Forest portal there, and my nether portal there. But yeah, so I'm going to get started working on those. The other thing that I am working on slowly, I have some of the stuff for my EBF already created. The biggest thing is going to be going to the Twilight Forest and finding a sapphire mine in order to make these cupronickel coil blocks, because you need it for the aluminosilicate wool, because it takes the sapphire, one of the sapphire dusts or ruby dust in order to make that. I'll probably use either the green or the regular sapphire dust. And then the other thing I'm going to need to make is this silicon dioxide dust. And I was looking to see if I could find, where is it? This stuff, the black granite. If I can find some black granite and grind it up, it comes out with 4:1 for that 10 EU in my centrifuge. So I was actually looking at doing some of that. I know I've seen some black granite, so it's just a matter of going and looking on my map, finding out where some of that is, and mining up. You get 4 per 5, so essentially 5 blocks of granite. I believe this does 2:1, right? Let me just double check that. Black granite, not bricks, just the straight black granite. Yeah, the straight black granite should give me the pile of impure, and then the impure can be cleaned and get me that. So let me just double check. Is that what that said? Oh, it's only 1:1 for the black granite. So I may need to actually go out and get, so 5 each, or 1 each rather, so it's a 5:4 ratio, and for these guys you need 12 per, and since you need 16 bricks, so that is, let's see here, 4, which is 3 runs, 15 granite each, times 16, so that's going to be just a couple of stacks. That's going to be just short of 4 stacks of black granite to make these cupronickel coil blocks. So I'll be working towards those things, and I'll see you back here in a bit. Alright, after quite a bit more waiting for steel and iron and steam and lots of tools and stuff, I finally have all the materials to make my carpenter. And there we have the carpenter. I also went ahead and made my standard minecart hull. So that knocks out this quest over here. It looks like nothing attaches to it, at least just yet. And then also with the Steve's Cart, it gets me it opens up these other quests here. The ones I need to focus on are the power, the cart module's power coal to make the engine, the cart module's storage to make its storage area, and then the cart module's woodcutter in order to make these, the basic woodcutter here. The hardest part of this one being either the woodcutting core, because again you need a PCB, which is another circuit, plus 2 other circuits, or these saw blades, which you have to have the diamond saw blade, which comes from these small piles of diamond dust, and then these cobalt brass gears, which look like they're a pain. I mean, we're talking about 4 plus another 4, even though you get half of it back, so 8 ingots just for this 1 bit of cobalt brass. And then once you've made those, each one of those converts to a saw blade. So you're talking about 5 sets of those. So that is going to be quite the trip to try and get these. The other thing, we could try and do the fluid solidifier. It is only 8 EU a tick, so we could smelt down the cobalt brass. 576, that is 4 ingots total. So that would be a lot cheaper to go with 4 ingots total instead of the 6 with 2 ingots left over that you could re-smelt out of the dust from the lathe of getting those parts. Otherwise, the alloy smelter can do it for 8. And so just trying to get those things prepped out and ready. It seems like the 4 in the fluid solidifier would work the best. I did rearrange these 2 items here. I put my basic chemical reactor to output up into my basic solidifier, and then I can also set my basic fluid extractor to either output to my assembling machine if I'm working on either the tin or the redstone, or I can have it output to the basic fluid solidifier in the case of trying to do either steel or something along those lines. So yeah, lots of work ahead. That is actually going to do it for this video. I am still slowly working on my EBF. The biggest thing I was waiting on was my iron. I now have the iron to go with the nickel in order to make the Invar, and I'm just waiting on my steam to build up. As you can see, it is pretty stinking low at just over 87 buckets there. So yeah, in the next video I will be working on tackling my my EBF, and oh, one other thing I did take care of while I was off camera, I was able to go and make my basic ore washer. Now I just need to find a spot to put it because it needs both the water and the power, and I don't have water running over here yet. Plus with these cables, the cables are running rather long behind here. I may end up rearranging this. I may just extend it on to the end here, especially since I have that carpenter. I could probably actually knock out this half of the wall right here, maybe put the ore washer here, run some water to it, and then stick the carpenter maybe say up here so that I can use the carpenter and start getting stuff like the impregnated sticks in order to get progress on Thaumcraft, or to get into bees with the I believe the apiary requires some of that stuff as well. So yeah, looking forward to lots of new and exciting things in the next video as we keep progressing slowly and steadily through Tier 2.